All right, guys, here we go. It's time for one of your favorite segments. All my Hulkamaniacs out there, pull open that shirt and hear me out. Hear me out, man. Hear me out, man. All right, hear us out. Let me tell you what I really think is going on here.
All right, so hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Salute. Now hear me out. Here's how I want you to hear me out. Well, hear me out.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out. I just want you to know I don't have a theory. I have actually what the fuck happened.
Okay, well, so do I.
I shot a kid.
All right, we're the bury the lead there, okay? Man, so when he says that, it was so devastating to him, it took him off the street. So he was just doing that. And so my thing is, if we notice in the movie, he kills Carl. But what I think happened, like no one reactivated him. He just pulled out his gun and killed him. So my theory was he was still not over killing the kid. And now he's killed Carl. And furthermore, he still wasn't done. I know the kid he killed. His daughter from the first season of Family Matters. I told you. Told you I was coming, big boy. So that is my theory.
I promised I would expand upon that.
Dude, go ahead.
That's
very astute.
Yeah, it was. You failed to mention it was your own goddamn daughter.
Right, big bastard.
You weren't even working when it happened. Mm-hmm. You was just at your house. And the kicker that verifies everything is, in the end, he is holding Burke at gunpoint, and in that moment of anger, you see the old him come out for a moment. It comes alive in his eyes. He says a version of a phrase that he has said before. In American History X, Derek said, "You fucked with the wrong bull." In Death to Smoochie, he says, "You fucked with the wrong rhino." And if that's not proof that Derek is actually Sheldon, then I don't know what is. That is my hear me out.
I love everything you just said. Because it's chronological. Actually, shit. Okay.
I tried to link it all the way back to Primal Fear, just to prove that this guy can have multiple personalities.
Oh my gosh, man! Jesus Christ! Hey, that was
apparently
awesome.
Apparently, he never got his anger management under control because they had to switch him in witness protection to Bruce Banner.
He got too mad. Yeah, he got too mad. Big mad.
Like, what is real life? Because they keep saying, like, life.
Well, according to Morpheus, why? Do you think you can touch and feel? You think that's real?
Well, like, tech support always says, when you were alive in the traditional sense. Mm-hmm. So when he says, I want to go back to my real life, mm-hmm. Consider the fact he only lived as a human being, like, outside of this cryogenic state for 33 years.
Yeah.
He's been in that cryogenic state, lucid dreaming, for 150 years.
Like
so
Benny the dog.
At that point, what is your real life?
The clocks themselves, if I'm not mistaken, each one is right at the beginning or end of the 11 and right past 2 at every single time. When he punches the clock, that's the time. When he's talking to the therapist at the beginning of the film, it's that time. And when he's in the psychotic ward, it's that time. So what I'm telling you is, with the timestamps of that film, time is the theory. And what I mean by that is that brought me to my time theory. He never left the asylum, people.
I believe that if we were to get 10 more minutes of running time at the end of the film, we would see Mikey waking up with his friends and family around him just in time for his home to be taken away, foreclosed on. I think this whole adventure was in his head, a contrived coping mechanism concocted for the purpose of confronting the trauma and the turmoil that he's facing with, like, losing their house.
My theory is that he didn't die. In order to get away from that fucking dog, he fled to LA where he became Marcellus Watts. He changed his name. He changed everything.
If that's the case, he must have been really pissed off when he found himself back down in another
That's why it makes sense. Like, he was like, not again.
I thought it was really awesome that he works in a laundromat. Everything in a laundromat is cycles. Going around and around and around on different cycles. And that's that's like Burke's whole mantra is like, we've got to keep this cycle going.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. That motherfucker, Jason Lee, is the cause of this whole fucking
And he wouldn't even own up to it. Django Unchained reminds me of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or the vice versa, the way Quentin Tarantino used a fictional story to course correct history. He stays in room 138.
Okay.
And if you look at that number, it's 13 and 8, or Bad Luck Infinity.
Mhm.
The movie is called Joker, not The Joker, and I think this isn't by accident. Arthur Fleck is essentially a Joker, but he's not the Joker.
This young nigga then lost his motherfucking mind. Ain't no kid in the 80s, 90s going back down the motherfucking stairs.
That might be that bully resulted in the damn near devastation of the entire universe. 1, when the fuck was that recorded? 2, who the fuck recorded it? 3, what the fuck did they record it with? The Coen brothers tell you in the very beginning of the movie that Llewellyn is going to die.
I think that Paul Rudd made a deal with the devil.
What if 4-leaf isn't 4-leaf?
Bro, who's hearing me out is this? Who's hearing me out is this?
I'm hearing you.
I'm not done.
My Hear Me Out is the life of Sam Gerard.
Ray Johnson is Ray Donovan. I was proven wrong, which led to my theories.
Arthur Fleck is society's bastard. Don't overthink this shit.
I am conspiratorial by nature, so I fucking love
you are.
watching a movie and trying to figure out, all right, what is the darker meaning here?
That's the difference between people who watch film and people who watch fucking film.
Is that the only theory you had? Like, we can move on.
That was
to,
that was the theory.
Okay, we're moving on.
That's the fucking theory.